Hi there, hello there, my name is Craft, and Minecraft is an interesting game to discuss when it comes to the lore of its world. While many players will hop into a new world and explore and build to their heart's content, there's plenty of stuff already in place that suggests a hidden story of some kind. Everything like the behavior of mobs, placement of blocks, treasure and structure chests, the structures that have the chests. This game has a rich, in-universe history that is just begging to be uncovered. And some of the leading people who have been piecing together this history are the Game Theorists. Originally with MatPat and currently with Tom, for the past 4 to 5 years, they've been using the context clues throughout the game to piece together a timeline of events, following the journey of the ancient builders that came before us, the player, and how their once great civilization fell due to their own hubris. How with their obsession of conquering everything they encountered, it led to them having to deal with monsters like the Wither, the Warden, and finally, the Ender Dragon. And yeah, so far the timeline that they've crafted has been pretty solid. I'll leave the links to their Minecraft lore video and theory playlist in the description if you want the full story, as I fully enjoy the good work that they've done here, and it's also kinda necessary for today, because while I don't really have any notes on a majority of this timeline, as the research that the team has done has been pretty solid, there is a slight issue with their most recent entry, which is what we're going to be talking about today. This video is going to be more of a mini theory, talking about the theory that they actually released 4 months ago, talking about the trial chambers. And this issue might be big enough to throw off a lot of what we currently know about the Minecraft lore. Or at the very least, it'll inconvenience Tom a bit. Let's get into it. Now, with the release of Minecraft 1.21, the Tricky Trials update, it added a whole new structure filled with new loot, mobs, and a whole lot of lore. This structure was the Trial Chambers. And of course, Tom from the Game Theorists had to cover this new lore in these new Trial Chambers. Utilizing the loot tables from the chests found in the Trial Chambers and comparing them to other structures found in the game, Tom came to the conclusion that the Trial Chambers came to existence before the ancient builders went to and got stranded in the End Dimension. This was mainly due to the presence of the diamond chestplate, which is more advanced than Nether Fortress loot, which only has iron and gold armor, but still lesser than the End cities, which have full diamond sets. This was a great piece of evidence to show off societal development between each different structure to link them together, and I would have accepted this, if not for one small thing. You see, chests aren't the only place to obtain loot in a trial chamber. It has been documented on the Minecraft wiki that there are multiple ways of obtaining loot. Sure, we have the vaults and chests, which can give stuff like diamond axes, chest plates, and even whole diamond blocks. But we also have many dispensers dotted throughout the chambers which can launch projectiles at the player to impede their progress. On the list we have stuff like fire charges, snowballs, arrows, and even eggs. You know, normal projectiles that can damage the player, or at the very least startle them a bit. But then further into the list we stumble upon something confusing. Splash potions. Each one holding various effects like weakness, poison, slowness, and even healing. Now, with how the timeline is at the moment, this would be fine. Potion brewing most likely began once the ancient builders had access to the Nether, which we've established to have happened already if Tom's claims are to be believed. But what isn't fine is the fact that some of these splash potions aren't even splash potions like the others. They're lingering potions. Potions that, once thrown, leave an area of effect that can be walked through to obtain the potion effect. Now, different types of potions can be brewed with an additional ingredient to change how the potion is used. Redstone makes it last longer, glowstone makes it more powerful, and gunpowder makes it a throwable splash potion. But to make a lingering potion, you need to add one specific ingredient to the splash potion, a bottle of dragon's breath, which can only be obtained one way. During the fight with the Ender Dragon, whenever it attacks you, and you can actually use the bottle on the dragon breath cloud that it generates. The existence of lingering potions suggests that some of the ancient builders were not only able to harvest some of the dragon's breath to use in the making of these potions, but also leave the End to bring them back into the overworld to put them in these dispensers to chuck down a hallway. Which means the trial chambers came to be built after the ancient builders went to the End, instead of before, like how Tom explained in his theory, which means the trial chambers come closer towards the end of the timeline instead of somewhere in the middle. Now, this is all well and good now that we figured out where in the timeline it takes place, but then it raises the question of what were these trial chambers for? With what Tom originally concluded, via loot like crossbow and the axes, the whole thing was a joint effort between the builders and the illagers to train warriors to fight the Wither. But the original Wither died to the Warden, like we hear on Disc 5 when it's reassembled, and this took place way before they even made it to the end. And with how many lingering potions they've made, the builders have probably bested numerous ender dragons just to get these, so it can't really be to train them for dragon hunting. Now, here we kinda have to slide into a bit of speculation. We see here that the type of mobs that spawn from the trial chambers are general mobs that spawn throughout the overworld, minus the breeze. So I believe that these trials weren't really to train warriors to fight one big monster, but to train them to survive the overworld in general, and to fight off many common monsters. You see, even with mobs like the Wither or the Ender Dragon gone, the main threat of zombies and skeletons really didn't go away. It was still a present issue that occurred every night. The builders and illagers clearly needed to defend themselves from the undead threats that continue to haunt them every day. So they built these elaborate tuff and copper training facilities, having their spawners rigged to spawn the very threats they're fighting to train them to survive in the outside world. And while the fate of the ancient builders that made it back from the end dimension is still unknown, the illagers clearly thrived, making their own mansion in the woods, perfecting their magic to make totems of undying, even now living amongst the monsters, no longer being hunted by zombies every night. So I'm guessing the trial chamber training that they had gave them the competitive edge to outlive the ancient builders that they lived alongside, to where we can actually encounter these illagers in current day Minecraft. Of course, I wanted to ask a few people for their thoughts on the matter. What do you think, Bot?
I think the evidence is rather interesting, but you still owe me $5.
What do you think, Plumpkin?
I'm just happy to be in another video.
But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching. Oh, I've always wanted to do that. This was a fun video to put together. I've really loved watching MatPat's many theories on not just Minecraft, but of all the games, films, food, and styles that he's made over the years. And even though he passed the torch to new hosts, I still look forward to new theories from the Theorist channels. And I'm happy to throw my hat into the ring with this little video of mine. Like I said earlier in the video, I'll leave links to the Minecraft theories that they've made in the description in case somehow you haven't already seen their amazing work. Also, leave in the comments if you guys agree with this theory or not, because I'm always open to discussion of these sort of things. Be sure to like and subscribe if you all enjoyed, and yeah, that'll be it for me today. I'm out of here.